Okay, welcome to Indonesia Pavilion, and let's talk about waste again. This is the second day we talk about waste, but this time in particular is hazardous waste, which consists of, we know, dangerous material that might posture a significant threat for human well-being, health, and as well as for the environment when inadequately treated. Okay, so it becomes very, very important to have a stringent regulations governing the management of hazardous waste for the safety of our people and the environment protection. And before we delve into the discussion, allow me to welcome our keynote speaker. She is the Acting Deputy of Waste, Hazardous Waste and Hazardous Substances Management from the Ministry of Environment, Ibu Hanifah Dwi Nirwana, who's going to deliver her keynote through a pre-recorded video as follows.
Distinguished guests, esteemed speaker, and colleagues, good afternoon, and a very warm welcome to the Indonesia Pavilion at the third conference of parties to the UNFCCC COP30 in Belém, Brazil. It is a great honor to open this session. Indonesia has demonstrated a commitment to addressing climate change through its nationally determined contribution under the Paris Agreement. And its first NDC submitted in 2016, Indonesia pledged to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 29% through domestic effort and up to 41% with international support by the year 2030. This ambitious target was further reinforced in the enhanced NDC 2022, which raised the emission reduction goals to 31.89% unconditionally and 43.2% conditionally, reflecting Indonesia's growing determination to align national development with global climate ambition. Emission reduction efforts are focused on 5 key sectors: forestry, energy, waste, agriculture, and industrial processes, with the energy sector expected to play a particularly significant role through the transition toward renewable energy, increased efficiency, and adoption of low-carbon technologies. In parallel, Indonesia is now in process of preparing its second NDC 2031 until 2035, which will adopt 2019 as reference year and maintain the principle of no backsliding, ensuring the future commitment will only become stronger and more ambitious. Indonesia remains firmly committed to achieving a net zero emission target by 2060 or sooner, as part of its ongoing contribution to the UNFCCC process and active participation in successive conferences of the parties. To further strengthen this commitment at the national level, Indonesia organized the festival like environment, climate, forestry, and new renewable energy, firstly at 2023 and second at 2024. This festival serves as a dynamic platform to showcase innovation, technology, and best practices in sustainable environmental management and clean energy transition. It brings together a diverse range of the stakeholders, government, institutions, industries, academia, civil society, and youth to share knowledge, build partnership, and inspire action toward a resilient, inclusive, and low-carbon future. Today's session, organized by Ministry of Environmental Protection Agency Republic of Indonesia, to explore leveraging technology for climate impact to minimize emissions, improve environmental efficiency, and enhance resilience to climate change across sectors. Our speaker from the IPP Group, PT Rio Andalanpo and People, PT Petrokimia Gresik, Hayo Indonesia, and Hanifah Nickel will present their experiences for utilization of hazardous waste as part of Indonesia's technological and policy approach to achieving emission reduction target. By viewing hazardous waste as a potential asset rather than a burden, we create opportunities for emission reduction, economic growth, and sustainable industrial development. Hazardous waste utilization has created significant economic opportunities. For example, the reuse of waste as raw material, substitution for raw material and energy source contribute to good industrial efficiency, waste reduction, and ensuring that circular economy practices contributed directly to Indonesia's energy target and climate resilience. As we begin this discussion, we look forward to continued collaboration and knowledge enhanced with a partner here today as we work together toward a cleaner, safer, and more sustainable future. On behalf of the Indonesia Pavilion, I would like to express appreciation to speaker and participants for contributing to this discussion. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the keynote from the Acting Deputy of Waste MOE, Ministry of Environment Indonesia. So we talk about waste management. When leveraging technology in sustainable hazardous waste management, it's not only could lower the environmental risk, but at the same time also leads to cost-efficient for the business. So the business asks only two things. One is maximize profit and the other one is cost efficient. So let's get on to it. We will explore what are the innovative technologies for an efficient hazardous waste management and what are the key challenges faced by the industry when they adopt these low carbon technologies. I will call upon all the panel. She is the External Relations Deputy Director April Group, Ibu Rita Alim. Sustainability Head PT Pabrik Kertas Ciwi Kimia Tbk APP Group, Ibu Tian Johanna, who's joining online. Vice President Environment Department Petrokimia Gresik, Bapak Bagus Saputra. Director of Public Affairs Huayo Indonesia, Bapak Stefanus. And Vice President HSE Department Harita Nickel, Bapak Aladin Sianipar. And to lead the session, please welcome the Coordinator for Export and Import Waste and International Cooperation from MOE, Ibu Amelia Rahmatunisa.
Thank you very much, Mona. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today event with the theme of leveraging technology through waste utilization for climate impact. So, due to the short of time, so I invite the first speaker, Ms. Rita Alim. She is the External Relations Deputy Director April Group, which will deliver her presentation about April leveraging technology waste to value initiative for the climate impact. For Ms. Rita Alim, please proceed. Thank you.
Hello, test. Hello. Boa tarde. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me here. My name is Rita Alim. I'm an External Relations Deputy Director of Riau Andalan Pulp and Paper, member of the April Group. In this session, I'd like to share how a private company such as April can contribute to the Indonesian government's effort in reducing the greenhouse gas emission through the utilization of industrial waste. Next. Before we get started, I'd like to share a quick introduction to April's business in Indonesia. Let's take a look of this quick video. Next, please. April Group. April Group is one of the world's largest and most technologically advanced producers of sustainable fiber, pulp, and paper products. As a vertically integrated company, we manage every stage of production, from plantation management to the delivery of finished goods, ensuring efficiency, quality, and sustainability throughout our value chain. We manage over 1 million hectares of forestry concession under license from the Indonesian government, which comprises of acacia and eucalyptus plantation, as well as conservation as restoration zones that protects areas of high conservation values and importance to the local ecosystem. Our mill is located in Riau Province, Indonesia, supported by offices in Jakarta and Singapore. Our products that are used by millions of people every day, from packaging, magazine, and books. Our flagship brand, which is Paper One, is sold in more than 100 countries worldwide. Now let's talk about April 2030. April 2030 is our commitment to deliver positive impacts on climate, nature, and people, while growing our business sustainably. We launched this transformation strategy 5 years ago in 2020. It is built around 4 pillars. As you can see here, climate positive, thriving landscape, inclusive progress, and sustainable growth. Next. Among the 4 pillars, the 2 pillars that are climate positive and sustainable growth reinforce our core business belief that sustainability is a core element of our business strategy. By 2030, we aim to source 90% of our mill energy needs from renewable resources. And we're almost there. By the end of 2024, nearly 85% of total energy consumption was produced and sourced from renewable and cleaner energy sources. By adopting solar energy and repurposing waste, we are showing our commitment to the energy transition and greater use of renewables, both of which will remain a key part of our energy mix moving forward. We began our solar journey in 2021 with 1 megawatt. By the end of 2023, the capacity had grown to 13.5 megawatt, and with the addition of rooftop panels on our new paperboard facility, we reached 26.3 megawatt, surpassing our original 2030 target of 25 megawatts. Having achieved that ahead of the schedule, we are now setting a new goal to double our solar capacity to 50 megawatt by 2030. Yes, I do agree. This kind of short, bold, and ambitious target. Next. As one of the largest integrated producer of renewable bio-based products in the world, our operation produces a certain amount of waste. We aim at reducing solid waste to landfill by 80%. To help driving this target, we are repurposing byproduct and solid waste stream generated from production wherever possible. Next. This shows a solid waste profile. The solid waste generated from our operation include fly ash, Bottom S, wastewater treatment sludge, dregs and grits. A small portion of hazardous waste is still disposed to landfill within the Pangkalan Kerinci complex, while non-processed waste such as used oil are managed by licensed third parties. With government's approval, we are now able to utilize sludge as a fuel substitution, composed mainly of solid fiber from the pulp and paper wastewater treatment plant process. It can be burned using existing power boiler technology to help generating energy for our production facility. Next. This shows our journey throughout the years. Some of the waste to value initiatives include using fly ash and bottom ash from power boiler as road subgrade, mixing fly ash from boilers and sink sludge from wastewater treatment as a micronutrient that fertilizes the acacia plantation, and potassium sulfate that fertilizes eucalyptus plantation. Mixing brown fiber from pulp production and sludge from wastewater as biomass feedstock to generate energy in our boiler. Next. Our long-term goal is for April to scale up waste to value initiative and move toward a closed-loop system. This year, we have started to implement new initiatives. Lime mud produced from the causticizing process in the pulp industry has the potential to be used as an alternative to limestone for controlling sulfur dioxide emission in coal-fired boilers equipped with flue gas desulfurization or FGD systems. April plans to utilize up to 300 metric tons of lime mud per day as part of its circular economy and waste to value initiative. This initiative has the potential to generate cost saving up to 5,000 USD per day from lime mud and 12,000 USD per day from limestone. Next. We are also utilizing our wastewater treatment plant as an alternative biomass fuel to be burned in our power boilers. This year, an additional waste to value initiative has been implemented by capturing excess heat from the lime kiln for the sludge drying process. This initiative has reduced steam consumption for sludge drying and lower sludge moisture content before being used as a fuel substitute. By doing so, we are saving cost usage of around 20 metric ton per day or up to 70,000 metric ton per year. And further, it can potentially avoid approximately 20,000 metric ton of CO2 equivalent emissions. Next. So, what's the value to April of this initiative? As I mentioned earlier, we are repurposing sludge as a fuel substitution. We are also reuse non-hazardous fly ash and bottom ash for road subgrade, as well as reusing sludge to be fertilizer for our plantation. By doing so, April potentially saves up to 17 USD per cubic meter for roads and 59 USD per hectare for fertilizer. All of these initiatives demonstrate April's commitment to improving energy and material efficiency through innovation. Next. As I highlighted earlier, sustainability is central to everything we do at April. We are practice clean manufacturing with a strong focus on reducing our carbon footprint by carefully managing and repurposing waste wherever and whenever possible. Please take a look at this short video showcasing April's Waste to Value initiative. Next.
Sustainability is the guiding force of April. We are dedicated to improving lives through sustainable resource development. At April, we are committed to clean manufacturing and understand the impacts of the chemicals we use in our process. We handle and repurpose waste in line with applicable regulations and legal guidelines. In the course of our production, we decided to explore more productive uses for our operational waste. April saw an opportunity not only to save on costs, but also to reduce and minimize waste sent to landfill. In 2022, April piloted an initiative on converting waste into fertilizer for our plantations. The sludge from our production process contains valuable micronutrients such as zinc, which helps our plantations grow. The process begins with collecting waste with the strictest safety measures. B3 waste from APR in the form of zinc sludge and non-B3 waste from RAPP in the form of fly ash are brought to our waste utilization area. Both waste types must meet specific criteria. Each waste type is first processed separately to reduce to a uniform fine powder size. The powders are then mixed together, then formed into granules, then dried and cooled. Granules below 4 millimeters are packaged as fertilizer. April is able to produce up to 15,000 tons of fertilizer per year, and each tree is given a maximum dose of 150 grams of waste-to-value fertilizer.
Next. Okay, the commitment to creating a positive impact has long been embedded in our company's values and operation. We will continue to explore a further initiative to turn our waste to valuable resources, as we believe what is good for business is what is good for community, country, climate, customer, and company. And only then will it be sustainable. Thank you. Obrigado.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rita. Applause to Ms. Rita presentation. Our second speaker is Ms. Tin Johanna. She is the head of sustainability PT Pabrik Ciwi Kimia APP Group. Ms. Tin already here with us. She will be joined online. And then the theme of the presentation is accelerating climate action, hazardous waste management, and sustainable technology. So, Ms. Tin, please proceed your presentation. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, dear audience, Honorable Ibu Hanifah, and distinguished panelists. Please introduce myself. I'm Tin Johanna, the Sustainability Head of PT Pabrik Kertas Ciwi Kimia, located in Sidoarjo, Indonesia. And thank you to the Ministry of Environment for being invited us and given the opportunity to join to the discussion with the theme accelerating climate action to be focused on the hazardous waste management and sustainable technology. I'm representative of the APP group, and please allow me to start my presentation. Next, please. Let's start about the commitment of our group. Next, please. APP is one of the major pulp and paper corporation in Indonesia and in the world, and we've been producing and deliver our qualified product, starting from pulp, paper, tissue, and many various kind of the downstream product around the globe. And in order to make sure that we run the business based on the sustainable and responsible manner, we have developed and subscribed our commitment towards the sustainability through the Sustainability Roadmap Vision 2030, or so-called the SRV 2030, and you all may explore further about our commitment in our website. Next, please. Our SRV 2030 divided into 3 pillars. The first pillar is talking about the production with the top goal of the 30% reduction of about carbon footprint, which is the 2D subject. The second pillar is talking about the forest, and the third one is talking about people, which is the first pillar is the one that I'm going to explore and try to present in today's presentation. Next, please. The 30% reduction of the carbon has a sub-goal. There are 4 sub-goals. These are the increasing the renewable resources of the energy mix, reduction of the energy consumption, reduction of water consumption, and last but not least is zero waste to landfill. Next, please. Now let's move forward about Pabrik Kertas Cimikema itself. We are established since 1972, starting with the small operation of the chemical plant. But today we have 30 paper machine, chemical plant itself, many downstream facility who produce various kind of paper, and we are supported by own power plant and wastewater treatment. And on the right side, you may see that in order to adopt ourselves with the global development toward the digitalization and automation, we have changed our production from 100% cultural paper, or so-called the white paper, into the mix between the white and the industrial grade, or most of them are the brown paper production. Next slide. And these are the certification of credential that we have in our mill, covering the quality, environment, safety, and so on, to meet the customer and stakeholder requirement. Next, please. Here we are, the subject of today, the hazardous waste management and sustainable technology. Next, please. Refer back to the commitment of SRV 2030. We've been divided the subject into 2 big groups, which is creating a low carbon product with the achievement that already shown in the presentation, such as 70% reduction in carbon intensity, 76% of the waste recycle, and so on. And parallel to the element is creating the innovation in the our production side. Next, please. These are the numbers of Cimikema that we can proud of in order to support the sustainable development focus on the carbon reduction. The first one is the recycled material. Being a paper industry, our raw material, mainly the main one is the wood fiber sources, which in last year, we've been able to achieve 52% of the raw material coming from the recycled material, while the balance of 48% is we make sure that they are coming from the sustainable sources fully. And the second one is achievement about the carbon intensity reduction by 54% compared to our numbers in 2022-23 as a baseline. The initiative that we implement, I will explain in the next pages. And the third one is 76% of the hazardous and non-hazardous waste are already utilized internally in our mill. Next, please. This table is showing how the mix of the raw material that we use in our mill, comprising the mix of the virgin fiber and the recycled fiber. And the next slide is showing the mix of the renewable energy sources, consisting of the renewable sources and the non-renewable sources that still we deal with the power plant as a power plant fuel. Next. As I said, this is the mill carbonization effort that is already being implemented in our mill. Let's start with the renewable energy certificate, or the REC. Being located in Java Island is not an easy thing for us to get the biomass as a replacement to the coal, which is fossil fuel, to feed the energy for our power plant. But this situation is not stopping us of thinking how we can reduce the carbon. So the idea that we can come up is how about the second, the scope 2 of the carbon which is coming from the PLN as a national grid. As a client of the PLN, we purchase the power is quite large. Is the sharing is about 25 to 30%, and after discussion and negotiation with the PLN, we come up with the agreement that 100% power from the PLN shall be zero CO2 emission under the scheme agreed renewable energy certificate. And the second one is the solar power system. We have installed and operate the phase one of the solar system by 9.8 megawatt peak on 23, and it's continue on the next year on 24 by 4 megawatt peak. And we are currently in the preparation for the phase three with another target of 10 megawatt peak as a rooftop solar system. And the next one is we try to start our own plantation of red caliandra with the target area of 5 hectares. It's a small area, but we believe what is the small initiative will start a big future for us. Next, please. Now is the zero waste to landfill. This is our focus today, as Ibu Hanifah has mentioned, that waste contributing to the CO2 emission. The waste that happen in Tiwi Kimia, basically these are the three main actions that have been implemented. We treat sludge as a raw material, we use waste as the energy source, and we use other waste fly ash bottom as a material substitution. Some of the people think that the waste management may be an expensive matters, but as we know that nowadays many stakeholders have been offering a green transformation financing, which is a positive point that we can take with Civi Kimia already implemented part of the mechanism through the green financing. So we believe that the water waste treatment is no longer expensive subject. Next, please. The first item of the hazardous waste is the sludge, which is coming from the wastewater treatment plant. Paper industry use a wood fiber. So naturally, at the end of the life cycle, which is the reject from wastewater treatment plant, is also containing some fiber. The primary sludge coming from the chemical treatment still have the value of the fiber, which we decided to return it back to our paper process. And the second sludge or secondary sludge called also the biosludge is still containing carbon, which is also a source of the fuel. Then we use it as the alternative fuel for our boilers. Next. Fly ash and bottom ash on the left side, we use it as a paving block or civil construction material. We have in-house factory inside. I think that everybody can also use the same mechanism. It's quite simple and can be the output can be used internally or as a CSR purpose. And on the right side, this is a typically new waste for us, which is the plastic or impurities that is coming along the way with the waste paper as a raw material of our brown paper. We have installed and operate the RDF, plastic RDF, with a capacity of 200 tons per day to produce the steam of 50 tons per hour. Next, please. Besides the plastic RDF, we also think how to get the RDF which is coming from domestic waste or MSW waste, which is internally generated in Ciwi Kimia itself, or whether we can get it from the external partnership to the government or the surrounding industry. Next. We are also implementing the ESG and circular economy, as Bu Hanifah said, that we support the government program, we support the government policy to be involved in the domestic waste management. We are doing socialization, training, increase the awareness among the community, and starting from the children age at the schools, at the community. And to close our presentation, next please. This is the product initiative of our mill. which is not only have the quality of the food grade paper, but it's also 100% biodegradable. So, dear audience, we do hope that my today's sharing will be able to provide some insight about how we deploy the technology and method to support the acceleration of climate change. Thank you. Back to you, Ibu Amel.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Tin. So our next speaker is Mr. Bagus Eka Saputra. He will deliver his presentation concerning the building innovation ecosystem for the sustainable climate action. He is the Vice President Environmental Department Petrokimia Gresik. For Pak Bagus, please proceed. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bagus Eka Saputra as Vice President, Environment Department, PT Petrokimia Gresik. It is great honor to stand before you today on behalf of PT Petrokimia Gresik, a proud member of Pupuk Indonesia. Today, we will explore an essential topic that aligns with our shared global commitment, building innovation ecosystem for sustainable climate action. Next. Petrokimia Gresik as part of Pupuk Indonesia. Next. Petrokimia Gresik is the most complete fertilizer company in Indonesia with a production capacity of over 10 million tons of fertilizer and non-fertilizer product. Our production operations are supported by an integrated infrastructure, which includes water purification unit, ammonia phosphate flow recovery. Unit is new innovation from our creative. That unit can recover wastewater from fertilization plant and production become product that can be reused in the production process. Jetty, loading, unloading, and electricity generating unit. Next. This is our roadmap decarbonization. PT Petrokimia Gresik has initiated an extensive decarbonization program designed to reduce emission, improve energy efficiency, and support Indonesia transition toward a low carbon economy. In 2026, our decarbonization program will include the following initiative. 1. Replacement of the boiler feed water 104 GA at ammonia plant 1. 2. Co-firing biomass in the coal-fired boiler. From 2027 until 2030, we will implement several initiatives to further support our decarbonization effort. 1. Development of soda ash plant, solar cell pass 3 with 1 megawatt. 3. Hybrid green ammonia. From 2031 until 2050, we will carry out additional major initiatives to strengthen our long-term decarbonization program. 1. Implementation of carbon capture utilization storage, phase 1 and phase 2, and then development of a green ammonia plant. Next. This is our ENDC target. The chart illustrated 3 key scenario for ENDC target 2030. First, the business as usual in blue line, case 1. Projections show that emission would reach 3.45 million tons of CO2 equivalent if no mitigation action were implemented. This scenario reflects the natural growth of production capacity and operational expansion. Second, Indonesia ENDC target for 2030 set the allowable emission level at 2.46 million tons of CO2 equivalent. Serving as the national benchmark, we must comply. Through the implementation of our decarbonization initiative, Petrokimia Gresik emission projection for 2030 is estimated to decline to 2.41 million tons of CO2 equivalent, which is below the ENDC target. Petrokimia Gresik is proud to contribute to this national target through innovation-driven emission reduction, process efficiency, and sustainable resource management. Our role as part of Pupuk Indonesia allow us to integrate low carbon solution across fertilizer and chemical production system nationwide. Next. Here are the decarbonization program PT Petrokimia Gresik from 2018 until 2050. In 2024, we successfully reduced greenhouse gas emission by 414,000 tons of CO2 equivalent from a total potential emission of 2.02 million tons of CO2 equivalent. As a result, our net emission in 2024 were 1.6 million tons of CO2 equivalent, representing a 22% reduction for the year. For 2030, we estimate a reduction of 1.03 million tons of CO2 equivalent from a projected total emission of 3.45 million tons of CO2 equivalent, leading to an expected emission level of 2.41 million tons of CO2 equivalent in 2030, equivalent to a 30% reduction. Next. In our circular economic effort, Petrokimia Gresik utilized crude gypsum from phosphoric acid plant through washing using neutralized water, filtering, drying, using steam to remove impurities. The purified gypsum, which produced, can be used as a raw material for cement manufacturing. This program can reduce greenhouse gas total 73.4 ton CO2 equivalent per year from transportation and heavy equipment. Next. Another innovation under our circular economy initiative is utilization of gypsum as neutralized crude gypsum to be used as a filler in NPK granulation. This program can reduce greenhouse gas total 0.04 ton of CO2 equivalent per year. In summary, the utilization of neutralized crude gypsum as a filler in NPK granulation represent a practical and effective circularity measure, one that improve resource efficiency, reduce emission, and support the sustainability of our NPK production process. Next. Thank you for your attention, your collaboration. Obrigado.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bagus. So the fourth speaker is Mr. Stefanus. He is the Director of Public Affairs, HUAYU Indonesia, and he will be deliver his presentation The title is Huayu Indonesia Waste Management Breakthrough to Achieve Emission Reduction Target. So,
Thank you. First of all, thank you for the opportunity given to me, and I'm glad to be here to share with you all regarding our how Huayu waste management take a part to global collective action to reduce carbon emissions. And first, I want to give my special thanks to the Ministry of Environment of the Republic of Indonesia that given us the opportunity to join the session today. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah. And before we start to look on Huayu manage its domestic and industrial waste, allow me to have a brief introduction of Huayu. Huayu Holding is a global leader in battery material businesses, founded in 1994, and we are headquartered in Tongxiang, China, and we operate globally and has several major industrial bases in China, Indonesia, Africa, and Europe, with an extensive industrial chain starting from mine, smelter, refinery, precursor, and cathode active materials until recycling industry of battery materials. And we also operate 4 zero carbon factory worldwide with more than 50,000 employees distributed worldwide, and we have about more than 20,000 employees in Indonesia. Next. Next, please. And our investment in Indonesia was started since 2018. In more than 7 years, we have complete industrial chain starting from nickel mine, smelter and precursor manufacturing, and some industrial park that is still being under construction. And we fully utilize the perfect combination between Indonesian nickel resources with Huayu technology and innovation to leverage Indonesia's global competitiveness in the ecosystem of EV battery industry. Next. And Huayu always see the ESG as the most important in our business practices. After we did some gap analysis and improvement, we also developed the model we call Impact to ensure our sustainable operation. The Impact models enables us align with global initiatives, managing issues, developing program and managing ESG risk, externally audited by global institutions, and continuously improving managing and transparency. Next. One of the most concerned issue in the ESG of HPAL plant is tailing management. The limonite ore from the mine will be processed using high pressure acid leaching or HPAL technology to produce nickel cobalt hydroxide, or we can say it mixed hydroxide precipitate, that will further process into the downstream into ternary battery materials. On the other hand, the residue from HPAL process, which is tailing, should be well managed. Huayu adopting advanced dry stack tailing method to be applied in our operation rather than deep sea tailing placement or tailing dam in such a high precipitation region like Indonesia. It provides safer and lower risk compared to the other methods. All facilities we build carry out under strict supervision and align with the regulation of the Ministry of Environment of the Republic of Indonesia. Next. We also know that the resolving large amount of tailing is not easy. Our R&D team working day and night to find ultimate solutions for tailing management with the potential of nickel tailing to be reused as a source for secondary minerals besides to be used as backfilling materials to the mine. Our studies shows that the nickel tailings can be processed as a raw material for steel industry and have side product like the sulfuric acid to be recycled for the HPAL plant. And the slag left from the pyroprocessing could be also further utilized as the building materials, especially for the raw material of the cement processing. This effort is highly appreciated by the Minister of Environment when we did report to the Minister regarding the study result. Next, please. Besides the industrial waste, we also demonstrate sustainable processing for our domestic waste. We develop 6 operational management standards such as waste reduction, waste handling, sorting, collection, processing, and transportation. With nearly 80% of recovery, both organic and inorganic waste in 2024 to 2025. We utilize our organic waste to produce organic fertilizer to be used in the greening process of the factory, since we aim to build a garden-like factory in all of our operations site. We also reuse the plastic bottle to build eco brick and unused pallet wood for fencing. This kind of initiative was highly recognized by the Ministry of Environment, since the waste issue is not only the government issue, but it's our responsibility to the sustainable operation and greener future. Next. And Huayu also stood as the best in environmental management inside Morwali Industrial Park for wastewater management and air pollution control. This achievement also strengthened Huayu position as a low carbon and environmental friendly nickel industry in Indonesia. I think that's all from Huayu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stephen. So we have our last speaker now, last but not least, Mr. Aladin Sianipar. He is the Vice President, Health, Safety, Environment Department, Harita Nickel. He will be present the presentation concerning substantial action of net zero achievement through Indonesia High Integrity Carbon Dialogue. So please proceed it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Terima kasih. Thank you for opportunity. Okay, let me show you about Harita Nickel. Harita Nickel is integrated mining and processing to produce stainless steel and material battery. Harita Nickel, we have tagline business process is integrated mining and process. Next. Okay, and then we have a tagline from OB for Indonesia. And today I say a new tagline from OB to world on global world. Okay, this is our location, OB Island, North Maluku, a part of the eastern Indonesia. Today, we have more 23,000 people working in there. About 85% are Indonesia citizen, and about 45% are local people from North Maluku. Okay, the image bottom, our integrated industrial area, including the mining site, processing facility, and refining plant, enable Indonesia to move further downstream and nickel value chain. Next. Okay, this is our profile lateric ore. We have two kind of lateric ore. One limonite and the second saprolite. Limonite low grade nickel content, and saprolite high grade nickel, and limonite is our raw material to produce nickel cobalt hydroxide peroxide. You know, MSP is a raw material for EV battery. And saprolite go to the ferronickel smelter, or we call RKEF, to produce ferronickel and then to produce stainless steel. Okay, if you looking content nickel laterite ore, the nickel content a maximum 2 up 3%. So about 97 and 98% is the waste. But I think we can look not waste but a potential resource. Next. Okay, this is our overview, our business. Saprolite and limonite. Saprolite to produce ferronickel and limonite to produce MSP. Harita nickel to produce ferronickel about 24 line production, and we have 6 line production to produce MSP. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, next. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will show how about the waste management of Harita nickel. Okay, before I show to you about the waste management, this is a conventional mining and integrate vertical mining. So, in linear system, natural resource we extract nickel ore, shipping, and produce stainless steel. But our circular system, from nickel ore, about limonite and saprolite, we can extract step by step and then to produce MSP and saprolite. Overburden, previously limonite is overburden, but today Harita nickel has successful to produce MSP and about 320,000 ton year per ton year. This is a big production. Okay, how about the waste from to processing? Next. Okay, the first, the managing waste from smelter operation. Nickel slag is one main byproduct our business process. We have successful to manage nickel slag. We are successful to produce concrete material. We have contributed with local government how to utilize nickel slag to provide housing facility and infrastructure local community. Okay, concrete brick have been produced about 100 million for to provide housing community facilities. Okay, and then we have developed slag for soil ameliorant. Nickel slag for ameliorant can boost plant growth. Yeah, about 76% to 94%. So today we have developed nickel slag by product about synthetic sand. We call it GSO, Green Sand OB. This is our product. And then nickel slag, we have success to produce reuse coke for ecology monitoring and develop. Ladies and gentlemen, next. This is a managing waste from refinery operation. Tailing is a byproduct for asphalt operation. So I can believe that good management of tailing management is the way zero to landfill or zero to exit and zero waste for utilization. So previously our tailing management put the tailing to exit for reclamation and reforest. So today we have success to develop tailing for byproduct to produce ferronickel. Pig iron is a raw material for stainless steel. Harita nickel produce 25 million dry tail, and then to transform become ferronickel, about 24 million dry tailing. So we can reduce volume tailing. So 1 million tailing to put the expit mining as our facility, and we call the dry stack tailing facility. Next. Okay, we transform byproduct tailing become pig iron as raw material for stainless steel. But from this process also produce ferrous slag. Ferrous slag we can develop as a raw material for cement. In 2026, we'll go to the produce cement with two-line production. So ferrous slag, we have successful in pilot plant for produce cement. So ferrous slag from industrial tailing is zero waste. Next. Okay, this is overall our business in Harita nickel. Next. Okay, the final in our business operate we alignment with the best practice global, like FTSA for Good Index, and also in our operate alignment global standard. For reporting, we conduct with global standard, but like RMIP program, and then SASB, TCFD, TNFD global standard. We also certified about OHS, Occupational Health and Safety, by ISO 45001, and also environmental management, we also certified by ISO 14001. Next. Okay, alignment with industry-wide comprehensive standard in mining operational, we have conduct IRMA standard. In the fact, Harita nickel is the first about IRMA standard, a company from Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Aladdin. So, this is the last presentation. So, before we come up with question and answer from the audience, I have one question to overcome from all the presentation which present today. So, the question is, what are the main challenges faced by the industries in adopting low carbon technologies and circular economy approach? So I hope the presenter can give one or two comments concerning this topic. Thank you.
Okay, in my opinion, it's like, okay, we leverage technology. So, but the thing is like, we find breakthrough with technology and innovation, but usually it doesn't comes with a considerable cost. So technology usually is expensive. So we need to manage that so that it can be economically viable. That's the challenge. I mean, like, technology on one hand, and then the other hand should be economically viable. And also, we need government support. Simplification of bureaucracy, policy, and regulation.
Okay, thank you for the question. Is good question. It's all challenge, yeah, for industry. Challenge for adapting, yeah, low carbon technology and circular economy in our company is if we adopting low carbon technology, it must be high capital investment and long payback period. Yeah. Low carbon technology often require one major equipment upgrades, new process unit, and high operational production for renewable energy or especially chemical. So we need support from government to fasting the carbon trading, so we can apply the low carbon technology. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the question, Bu. So talking about the challenge when we adopting the low carbon and what you call it circular economy approach, I think from the first one, since Huayu also developed the low carbon technology by its own, and during my presentation that the tailing utilization research already cost us about more than 100 million US dollars, which is quite significant for the developing to handling the million tons of tailings. And I think this is worth it to do, because it is also remarks our initiative to end the global issues of the tailings, because the tailing itself is quite sensitive issues, and like what Huayu did is worthwhile to adopt it, this kind of technology, and it also enabling us to realize the what you call it the circular economy, because all of the product for tailing utilization will be used. The first one, the product itself is iron product that can be used in steel industry, and then you have the side product of the sulfuric acid that can be reused in the HPAL industry, and the slag also can be ultra fine grinding and before goes to the cement industry. So it will be zero waste in the final position. But we require fully support from the government in order to fully implement the initiative or the innovation, since the current status or the current regulation in Indonesia only enabling the producers to reuse or to utilize the waste, not the other entity. Maybe the other entity can utilize the thing, yeah, but the regulations will be more complicated. So, to my opinion, the main challenge is how the government we can work together, to synchronize the innovation, to synchronize the procedures, to simplify the procedures, so we can more adaptive to the new technology and innovation for tailing management. I saw the deputy of Gakum here, law enforcement here, and we thank you, Pak, because you also support us much more in this kind of initiative, so we can also develop the technology together. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Pak Stefanus. Pak Aladin?
Okay, Harita Nickel is a global recognized integrated mining and processing in nickel industry. So integrated mining to processing become our cost operation is effective. Harita Nickel looking forward to develop our material, like limonite become to MSP. This is a good good business as EV battery. And then Harita Nickel we transform about material from ore and waste management from down truck transportation to electrical conveyor. So this is effective cost of our operational. And then how to develop our byproduct to potential reduce. Develop byproduct to potential resource. We can reduce volume tailing, and then we can reduce footprint. So I think this is I think this is about low carbon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aladin. So, Ms. Tin is still here with us. So,
Yes,
can
yes,
you give some
Amel.
comment, please?
Yes, thank you for the questions for Amel. I think our feedback is quite similar with other panelists, with Ibu Rita has mentioned about the investment. So back to industry book, let's make a profit first, let's survive first, then we think about the other things in parallel. So beside the investment and the technology availability book, maybe what I can add is about the that the Indonesia is being a developing country, so we are more absorbed the technology from developed countries, or even China, which is now more in a growing and much more big giant in the technology. So maybe government can help us book on the proceeding or set up the event when we can meet with the technology provider to scale up our knowledge about the technology, what is availability in the worldwide now. Like what I have joined once is between the German government and Indonesia government through Kadin, Bu Amel. And second thing is talking about the circular economy, which one of my subject in presentation is how to along with the stakeholder, including government, we need to increase the awareness of the community surrounding our operation. Simple thing, Bu Amel, waste segregation. We all understand. We know that even the simple thing like waste segregation in our community is, I must say, now is at the lower level of the awareness. So this is our challenge. This is a national challenge. So we do hope that government also will proceed more subject and more events to get along, to join, to collaborate with the local lingkungan hidup, Bu Amelia, maybe with the local government and involve us as a industry to increase the awareness back to the simple thing, Bu, waste segregation. Thank you, Bu Amel.
Okay, thank you Ibu Tin. So we need public-private partnership ya, Ibu Rita and
Yes.
all the speaker. So maybe it's time to open the discussion, audience. So maybe if you have one or two questions concerning what our topic today, please raise hand and then introduce yourself. Okay, the microphone is available there.
Good afternoon. My name is Laura. I'm a geological engineer here from the Federal University of Pará. And here in Pará we have some issues about the treatment of the aluminum and in the industry. And it's kind of inspirational see how the Indonesian government and all the companies are like trying to understand the circular the circular economy about the nickel. So my question is about more the educational and the connection between the technology and the communities and how these work together to try and to improve even more the circular economy. And it's more about that, like how you can empowerment the communities with this technology to improve the local communities and the local circulation economy, and it's that. Thank you very much.
So the question is goes to maybe okay, Pak Aladin.
Okay, thank you for your question. In our Harita Nickel have a program to develop local community, like training to operator, and then we have CSR program. We can give a local community to as employment about and then today our local community about 45%. Previously local community about 30%. So we can make a program to develop community training and as an operator in our business. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aladin. Pak Stefan, maybe you can add some comment concerning the cooperation.
Okay, thank you for the question. And regarding the cooperations between how we can enabling the technology and community going together and developing together, besides the training, yeah, we always conduct the training for the operators or especially for the local operators. We recruited our employee from our surrounding area of operations. That's the first one. And since the metallurgy background in Indonesia itself is quite rare, so besides we train the operator in the field, we also provide a scholarship program for the students, from every level, from the high school students, from the vocational degree, and also for the undergraduate and even master degree, to learn about metallurgy, so they can grab the technology, they can have fully understanding on how the technology works, and after they get the knowledge, they can back to their country, they can dedicate to the country to operate the plants with more green and environmental friendly manner. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Pak Stephen. Maybe one or more, Bu Rita or Pak Bagus will add more about the cooperation.
The way I see it, it's like, okay, first thing, the simple level, the lowest level, awareness. So you need to increase awareness, and then education, to educate, and then empowerment. I think the level goes like that. And then we cannot go alone again. It's like not only the responsibility not lie to the private sectors. It needs like a partnership from private sector as well as the government support, and then work hand in hand. It's like that. I think the concept is like that.
Okay, thank you very much for all the speaker, because of the time is already end. So let me conclude with this session. Indonesia journey reflect a shift from managing waste to managing resources. By viewing waste as a potential resources, we create opportunity for emission reduction, economic growth, and sustainable industrial development. Thank you very much for all the audience here, for all speaker, and thank you also with Miss Tin already joined us. It's already midnight in Indonesia. Thank you very much, Ibu Tin. So I give it back to Miss Mona. Thank you.